Now it's time for my final section. Welcome to episode 45 and the story of everybody else who may not have been mentioned yet. This section's been recorded extremely late in the day, so this episode can be put out ASAP. A lot has changed since 2012 and a lot of bad people have been discovered along the way, all of which don't deserve a platform, especially as they only use it as a way to harm others who are already having a hard time. One example that stands out is Darren, who wasn't on this site too long but made sure he wouldn't be missed when he left. On the flip side, there are many people who've left a hole behind them, some of which made a real effort to make content they enjoyed and continue to do so for some years. Many people were bullied offline. An example of this is the Level Crossing channel, who quit in 2018. If you've seen episode 26, you'll know what happened and one of the reasons why he left. There are some people who are addicted to the channel by means of mentioning it at every single opportunity despite knowing nothing about it or who runs it. Maybe it's time to get it out of your head. Something like this, it can be very dangerous. Being solely focused on one thing is a very bad habit. Some people went undiscovered in this story, but deserve a mention because they're misunderstood by society. A special shout out goes to the West Coast train spotter, previously the Merseyside Transport Hub, for making Lockdown 1 bearable. Finding me on the 24th of March 2020 at 13:24. Our lengthy 13-hour calls made a difference even though we said mostly nothing throughout. Another shout out goes to the Midland Transport Hub, who I met during Lockdown 1 and haven't really said too much to since. Lincolnshire Level Crossings and Trains channel stands out for being a replacement Grimsby spotter after the disaster of the previous one in 2018. Behind the scenes, we've seen many failings between our small group of people who are perfectly fine on their own, but are truly awful when together. I didn't mention this previously to keep time short, but you may remember an earlier mention of a vile creature with a disgusting history who hasn't changed one bit since. I attended one of his Thursday meets with Ben. Well, attended. I took ill as soon as I arrived, which turned out to be a good thing, as A, Mother has set the iron on fire, and B, the truth about him was discovered shortly afterwards. As most of it's still under legal wraps, I'm not permitted to share any screenshots or delve any further than this. There have been several people who've turned out to be stalkers, i.e. when you've blocked them, they've made several other accounts you don't know about in order to continue contacting you. A couple of examples are Dennis from 2017 and James. Both have been a complete nightmare from start to finish. You may remember James's first appearance at Sheffield with a stolen safety skirt piece from Denby Level Crossing, and you may remember Dennis from a Lincoln video. I once gave numerous shoutouts to him and later deeply regretted it. And I've lost where I am. Dennis made a fool of himself when he was spam messaging my abandoned Skype account between 2018 and 2021. He also made numerous Facebook accounts to find me that way to continue this trend. Delta Australia, who you may remember from a recent episode, got up and left during February the 7th, 2020 at around 11 AM. This came as a small shock to the small group of people who were in the WhatsApp group. What came of it? Let's say David and LC trains were blocked by him as a result, and that was the end of that. Maybe not the end, his channel was also abandoned at the same time. Now for everyone else's side, who's coming up next? Let's see.
Guys, or hello everybody at the faberoony90 story. It's Zack Trains here. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit, I think this is how it goes, a little bit about myself and how I met Andrew and other train spotters. So it first started 2 years ago when I found his video, Great Western Railways Class 153s at Lincoln High Street. I didn't comment on his video because I wasn't allowed to comment back then. But anyway, I liked his video and he liked one of mine only a few months ago. And I was like, that really made me happy to have an actual famous YouTuber, what kind of famous YouTuber, actually liking my videos. And anyway, I mean, the only train spotter, my first train spotter I ever met was Obvious 208, which is in one of the stories, or it might even be in my story I'm in right now. And I'm trying to make this video short, we're on 1 minute already. And then after Obvious 208, we did meet up, and then I met these YouTubers called John's Trains and Kelly and Jack FM. I've also met NAR Train Man, and yes, you don't know them. So anyway, I'm based in Northern Ireland. And yeah, Andrew has been a really good friend since I've got him on WhatsApp and Messenger. Used to be Discord, but cyberbullying on Discord, and that's stopped me from doing Discord. Jack! Yep. Numpty. So anyway, that's all I want to say for now, so goodbye.
Hello people of the internet, it is Shane here, and you're probably wondering what the hell am I doing on this channel. Well, Andrew, or Fabe as he is sometimes known, put out a post online saying basically, anyone in the community, do you have any stories that I can put in my story? And because the series that he made was inspired by mine, I thought I'd give my opinions here. Keep in mind this is not scripted, so I'm just kind of winging things. I met Andrew on the 2nd of August 2013. I want to say it was the 2nd of August, it might not be, at Bootham Level Crossing. And since then, every 2 weeks, for at least the first few years, we would meet around the local area and do things, and by do things I mean visit crossings, to film videos for our YouTube channel. Now my YouTube channel is always seen as, let's say, second fiddle to the main faberoony90 channel, but that's just because A, I didn't put much effort into my videos, and B, my videos were not as professional as his. This, however, did not bother me, and in fact, I enjoyed the small amount of fans that I had on my channel, because they would keep coming back for more. As my channel began to grow, thanks to the meets with me and Andrew, the community from his channel swiftly came over to mine, just to see my take on things, even though it would probably leave them with a headache, as my camera quality at the time usually left a lot to be desired due to the sheer amount of shaking that went on. Throughout the years, people came and went, like Joe Thorpe, Adam Richardson, and several other people. But now, ever since I've took a hiatus from spotting, that group has all but disappeared, and now we have a new group of people that I'm not really a part of. I just kind of just sit there and just like, yeah, I'm still alive. But yeah, I look forward to the future of this spotting community, as well as where I'm going to go next, because I've only just recently started up my channel, probably due to the fact that Fabe persuaded me to actually start back up again, because I stopped due to the sheer amount of backlash that I got for actually doing it. People saying, oh, you're too old to do this, or you're too childish, and it's too childish, all that kind of stuff. So I stopped for 2 years, and now I'm back, so I don't hear anyone complaining personally. Speaking of bad experiences, there's been several that have been documented on my side of the story. In my story series, however, I won't go into detail. Other than there have been people in the past to try and break up the group. There have been people that have been trying to take control of the group. There's just been people coming in and out that don't really, well, you think they mean good, but in reality they don't. And I'm not here to spread shit. That's just how I feel. So, yeah, that was a very brief cameo from me saying, well, congrats, Fabe, on making this story last as long as mine. Don't really know how you did it, but then again, you've got more content than I have. As for me, you can, cheeky plug time, check out my Newark Air Museum tour mini-series that's going on my channel, and you can also like and subscribe my channel whilst you're looking over there if you want to. Yeah, I just plug my channel on your channel, Fabe. Deal with it. Anyway, that's me. I'll hand back to Fabe now. As I normally say, sorry about that. I will see you all next time. Goodbye.
Now we come to what could upset some of the snowflakes. welcome to the DP Trains section. As you can see in screenshot 1, I say, how much of an issue would it be to the snowflakes you know if I used a very short section of this and call it your interview? Just so you're not completely left out and whatnot, I have the section I need. If permitted, I'll just use the section below. He replies, if it's useful, go on then. Now and it should annoy people that the second message was a typo. Let's get on with the conversation. I think it's safe to say this community as a whole is fucked. The hell did I bring with me in 2012 and then everyone else follow on to? Is it too late to turn back time and cancel the old idea? I wish I could go back to when I first moved here and just not be a part of the community. To be honest, it's shite. Don't suppose your side's any better than mine. Not particularly, I'm friends with a few decent people, but I've also dealt with a load of cunts, much more than you have. Guess that I wasn't the biggest problem then, probably more 1% of it. You were an issue for a while, but not much compared to the other things I've dealt with, which is surprising.
Hello everyone, it's me, Zack Trains and more here, and here is my clip for the faberoony90 story. So as I record this, it is 22:01 on Tuesday the 8th of June 2021, and here is my clip. So I first started an interest in the hobby of the trains. I've liked the trains since I was about 4, but I first started like uploading the trains and stuff like that in around the late 2016, start of 2017 period. I think my first video was Caledonian Sleeper passing Rugby Station. And so yeah, it's been a really good journey. I've met quite a lot of channels, including faberoony90. And the first video of his I watched was the I Ain't Using a Stinking Bridge video, and that was recorded back in 2016. And I've been watching the channel of his ever since then, and I've also made some pretty other good friends from his channel, such as Newtown Abbey's 208, Lincolnshire Level Crossings and Trains channel, RailCam Train fan, and there's a few others. So yeah, it's been a really great time at Andrew's channel, and he's also supported my channel as well by subscribing and checking out a few pieces of content. So I am really great friends with him. So yeah, here's my clip for the faberoony90 channel, and if you'd like to check out my channel, I'm sure faberoony90 will put it somewhere in the cards. Thank you everyone, bye bye.
Right, this is a video for faberoony90. I am now going to say a script for the final episode. You listening? Okay, hold on. Thank you for all the stories faberoony90 has been posting. They've been very good to watch, but now it's time to end all these stories because it's the final one. That's all I've got to say. And just before I end this video, please subscribe to him, faberoony90. I'm already subscribed to him. He's got 4.22k subscribers, and I hope you subscribe to him. Alright guys. Alright, see ya.
And we've now reached the end. Thanks for joining us throughout the whole of the faberoony90 story. We're now up to date at the end of 2020. A special thanks to Sam's Vlogs, Trains and More, Zack's Fantastic Trains, 365 Shane, Dave did whatever he's under these days, and LC Trains. Thank you for joining us in this series.